afternoon. It's Robert and Julia Miller with the J. Patel Group and Rethink Real Estate with another exciting real estate episode.
Number 20.
No, you counted. I thought I was going to catch you off guard.
No,
you did count. This is episode number 20. We listened to a podcast today, and it was his episode number 388.
Yeah.
We got a ways to go.
We got a ways to go.
All right.
He does quick, 2-minute ones. I think he counts as 2-minute ones.
Hey, podcast's a podcast.
Sure.
As always, we'll start with a joke. You got a joke?
I do.
Okay, I'm going first.
Okay.
Bigfoot is sometimes confused with Sasquatch.
Sasquatch.
Yeti never complains.
Oh, jeez. Yeti, yeah.
I got another one real quick.
Okay.
My pet rock is not doing well today. I think he's stoned.
Oh, jeez. Wow. Wah, wah, wah.
Okay, what you got for us?
This is kind of on the lines of Valentine's Day, since that's this weekend.
Coming up.
Sunday, yeah. Hell hath no fury like a woman who just poured her heart into an 8-paragraph text, and you reply, okay?
Guilty.
Just saying.
Yeah, guilty. It's a guy thing.
It's a guy thing. I don't really know what to say, so.
Moving along, this week in history. 2002, former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani receives honorary British knighthood. That is.
I wonder what that was for, by the way.
2001, 9/11. He was the mayor of New York, so he was instrumental in getting everything dealt with, That was a huge deal.
Well, yeah, for sure. Okay.
1993, Janet Reno is appointed February 11th as the first female U.S. Attorney General. 1990, Buster Douglas upsets Mike Tyson February 11th to win the heavyweight crown. Buster was kind of a one-and-done deal, and I think Mike Tyson just overlooked him, looked past him to his next fight.
Yeah.
Caught off guard.
That's what a lot of people thought. He underestimated him.
Yep. 1985, CBS airs the last episode of The Dukes of Hazzard.
Watch that all my childhood. Yeah.
Right in your wheelhouse.
It explains a lot, but yeah.
1960, on April 9th, the first 5 stars are placed on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
We had to do a little research to find out who these were.
Elvis Presley, Marilyn Monroe, Gene Kelly, Bob Hope, and Walt Disney.
All good names.
Yep. 1952, Queen Elizabeth II ascends to the British throne.
Ascends, she
the
took
throne.
the throne. Yeah, okay.
When the king died.
Wow, okay, 1952.
Actually, it was... I'll have to check my research, but I think she took from her father. It didn't go to the queen. She became the queen from her father.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like her father was a widower, I believe.
Okay.
I could be wrong about that, but anyway, we digress. 1936, construction of Treasure Island in San Francisco Bay begins February 11th.
See, I didn't realize this was a real place. What?
I didn't either. I thought it was Disneyland.
Yeah. Is it an amusement park? Is that?
I'm not sure.
We don't know. Tell us in the comments.
Yeah, tell us in the comments. Let us know.
Send us an email.
We know nothing about Treasure Island.
I don't know. Yeah.
Started in 1936, almost going on 100 years. 1936 as well. Jay Berwanger. I'll have to check to see if this guy made the Hall of Fame just because he was the first inducted, because I never heard of him.
You've never heard of me either.
Jay Berwanger is selected number 1 by Philadelphia February 8th in the first NFL draft. 1936. Up to that point, I guess it was just all free agency.
Free agents, yeah.
Finally, 1892, President Abraham Lincoln's birthday is declared a national holiday. 1892.
Thank you for that Bank holiday. Banks are closed.
Okay, a little bit of economic news. Congress has fast tracked, which I'm sure everybody's heard. They're fast tracking the COVID-19 bill. The House gave final approval last week to President Joe Biden's $1.9 trillion stimulus plan.
Now we just got to figure out where the money's coming from.
Well,
That's part of
we
the
know where it's coming from. We're going to print it, but we've got to figure out in the next 10 years how we're going to pay it back.
How we're going to pay it back,
That's the big question. So there's probably going to be some tax increases, I would guess. I'm hearing March. We should
That's when the first
see the stimulus checks.
Yeah.
It's the last I heard. I've not heard an exact date, but
No, yeah, they're saying
March.
they're shooting for early March, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Soft jobs data opens 2021. Non-farm jobs grew by 49,000 in January. That's not a lot nationwide, but it's something. Unemployment rate held steady at 6.7%. So still got a lot of making up to do, but we're at least moving in the right direction. Leisure is key. January credit card data showed spending rose about 5.3%. We've been talking about how much savings everybody's doing during this pandemic. Here's the first indication that some of that cash is getting let go. Often correlates with increases in jobs in hospitality and leisure. Makes sense, vacations and that kind of thing. So we'll see.
So yeah, that sector
The vaccine reduction,
suffering.
I've heard 53% less cases being reported.
Oh,
So
that's
we're
a good
definitely
number.
on the downtrend. Hopefully
Good.
it continues and this new variant doesn't spike it again. So let's all say a prayer for that. These industries, you're talking about hospitality and leisure, these industries are optimistic with more stimulus expected, but much depends on the course of the virus. So we'll see. Hopefully it keeps going in the right direction.
Yeah.
This is a great story, and again, I love my country, and I just love our economy and our capitalist system, and when there is a need, an opportunity, someone steps in creatively and takes advantage of it and gets rich, and God bless them for doing it. I mean, that's just the beauty of our country.
Just wish it was us every once in a while.
Yeah, I wish I could come up with some of these great ideas. Housing news. Okay. Hotels to housing, and we've been talking about how short we are on housing, especially at the lower, those 200,000, 175, they're just almost non-existent. Anybody in that affordability range is just completely shut out right now.
Right.
Creative investors are cashing in on a match made in real estate heaven. It's pretty poetic. Buying distressed hotels at bargain prices and converting them to affordable apartments. Brilliant.
Brilliant.
Communities are desperate for more affordable housing, but new development is often expensive and very time consuming. That is just brilliant.
That is brilliant.
Yeah. We've talked a number of times about lumber prices. They're just reiterating that lumber prices, 2020, a single family home price increased by nearly $16,000 just due to the lumber cost.
93% year over year, almost double.
Yes, want to know what that correlates to? 93%.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's
I hope
huge.
we're done with that. I hope we're going to see, I'm hearing talk about opening up. We always want to try to buy, build in America, but there are situations where it makes sense for our economy as a whole to be able to get it from other countries. For instance, lumber from Canada.
Canada, yeah.
I really think that'll be something that gets talked about here.
Yeah, they may have some trees to share.
Yeah, we got to do something because we can't. The lumber price can't just keep going up like that.
Or we're gonna all start living in container houses.
Yeah, no kidding. Home ownership rate. We've talked about this has been positive news, and this rate has been going up for the first time in decades. It did fall a little bit, 1.6% in the fourth quarter from 2020. High of 67.4 down to 65.8.
So just slightly. Okay.
Yeah, just slightly. The Midwest rate is consistently the highest in the U.S., closing out 2020 at 70.8%.
Go Midwest.
regardless, all regions gained year over year. So that's still good news.
Yeah.
Love to see homeowner rate continue to go
Right.
up, but we have to be able to address those lower income areas.
Home affordability.
Home
and-
affordability
yeah.
is just going to be a major thing we've got to get that resolved. Regulatory news, big act now. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen warned last week to act now and act big on the comprehensive 1.9 trillion economic rescue package, which it looks like that's going to happen.
Right.
Some of the pieces of that include $350 billion for state and local governments, reminding that failure to do so in the last recession resulted in cuts in state and local government, weakening the overall economic recovery.
Yeah.
It did take a while. It took 10 years to get out of that recession. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
FHA distances itself, the Federal Housing Administration. We alluded to this a little bit last week, that they're doing some things to social distance and all that. So issued several waivers last week to modify requirements for in-person contact between borrowers and mortgage servicers. Last week, the agency extended its foreclosure and eviction moratorium and extended its forbearance request period through March 31st.
Which I was surprised about because I thought it was already through March 31st.
No, it was January, I
Oh.
believe. Yeah, they just went January, then now they're through
Okay.
March. I'm pretty sure it was January. Correct me if I'm wrong. Wall Street stabilizes after small investors rattled markets by taking on big-time hedge funds. U.S. stocks rose last week with record closings on the S&P and 500 and NASDAQ. Upbeat earnings and jobs data, along with promise of more COVID-19 stimulus, suggests that the labor market may be stabilizing too.
Right.
So all good news.
So yeah, that's helping stabilize Wall Street. Yep.
So that's real estate news. You got some seller tips for us this
I do
week?
have a few. I think there's about 10.
Okay, buzz through.
So we went through buyer tips last week, and seller tips for this crazy market that we're in are pretty much the same as what they would be on a normal basis, with a few caveats. Make sure you're ready to let go of your home is the first step. Becoming emotionally detached, basically, from your home. We live in our homes. Home ownership, we know, is becoming longer and longer. So the longer we're in our homes, the more we raise our children, the more we decorate, the more we do this and that, have parties, whatever it is. So dealing with that anxiety and apprehension early on, before you make that decision, yes, I want to sell. Okay, let's deal with the emotional anxiety right up front.
You hear about buyer remorse, there's seller remorse.
There's seller
so you gotta get
remorse.
through that first. Take your time, make
Yeah.
the decision. Once you make the decision, don't look back.
Well, it's funny you say that, because it does mention that as well. Once you accept an offer, you're under contract to go through with the sale.
Right, yeah, that's not the time to decide, maybe I don't want to sell, because there's some bad recourses.
And there's a link here that I'll link to in the description that talks about, there's a seller that has tried to change his mind in selling and then tried to sabotage the deal to scare off his buyer. Not an ideal situation, not one you want to put yourself into.
Not good business.
So, hire an agent who is worthy of your business. I really like this one. Meaning us, of course. Not all agents have the same experience level, aptitude, and track record of success. Do your interviews, get a referral from a friend, do your homework.
And we're strong proponents of working in your area of competence. So we will generally, there's been a couple of exceptions, but they were warranted, but otherwise we will not work in the East Valley. We're West Valley experts, and we will refer East Valley. We don't try to, so you want to get somebody who's local and in your area and knows your community, knows your market, and that's very important.
Yeah. So the challenge is not just to find an agent, but it's to find a great one. Work through the financials is the third one. This is huge. Once you're confident about your decision to sell, start crunching some numbers. Start finding out, how much do I owe? What's
Very
my
important
payoff?
to know that exact figure. We've had a
Yeah.
bad experience where the number that was given for the payoff was actually $10,000 more, and
Yeah.
at the end of the sale, instead of making $4,000, they had to bring $6,000 to the table. So
What we've started doing is asking for an actual statement.
we want to see that statement so we know for sure. Because a lot, it's not something you keep track of when you're in the middle of a 30-year mortgage.
What I also recommend people doing is going to their mortgage website, and there's a tool in there that says get my payoff amount, and you put in a certain date. Let's say you close 30 days out from when you're making this decision, and you just pick an arbitrary date and it gives you a payoff amount. Jot down that number, and then that's when you call your agent and you say, okay, I'm looking to sell, come over, let's talk about values. That's the next part of this, is finding out how much your home is worth, having one of us come over and take a look with you. Our website will give you a pretty good number. It will give you a low, median, and high number on your estimate. But
Starting point.
Once we come over and we walk through 10-15 minutes, we can let you know which number you're closest to. And that way you can take your payoff amount, say, okay, here's that. We can give you a net sheet, an estimate on your closing costs, and then we can go from there saying, here's your proceed amount. So that's a great way to handle those financials. Fourth tip, slow your roll on the prep work. Really take your time to go through your house and declutter and do just some simple organizing, home prep. A couple quick items would be neutralize any odors. Robert has a couple stories on that.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're kind of, when you have your home listed, it's essentially living in a motel.
It is.
You have to keep every countertop perfectly clean in your closet, laundry picked up, all of that, and that can be a pain.
If you cook fish the night before,
yeah, you got to kind of
house.
control what you cook. If you do a lot of fancy, crazy cooking, it's probably a time to keep it a little simpler.
Yep.
And definitely don't overdo the plug-ins, because that is a major red flag. When I walk in and get blasted with a plug-in, I go,
plug it in right by the front door, and
what are they trying to hide? What are
Whoa.
they got some badly damaged carpets due to pets, or what is going on?
It kind of puts you on high alert, like,
yeah.
What am I supposed to be smelling here?
Yeah, and it really takes away from experiencing the home and seeing the value in it when you're worried about what are they up to, what's going on.
Yeah.
So.
Now, the other tip on organizing and doing some prep work is organizing your closets. Going through the closets, decluttering those, because don't shove everything in. Take stuff out. You're getting ready to move anyway. You might as well just downsize.
Yep, do a little.
Get rid of things that you don't want to move.
Yep.
So, fifth tip is to focus on your curb appeal. The market's hot and crazy, but this is still going to help. This is going to help with those pictures. Yeah. It's going to help with the buyer when they're looking for repair items. If they see everything's neat and tidy starting at the curb, they're going to be ready to go.
Yeah, don't let the landscaping go just because we're in such a hot market. I can sell my home. You got to keep in mind that big picture is the same in a slow market and a fast market. And it's our goal, our mission as well as yours, to earn every single dollar you possibly can. So
you want to maximize your investment for sure.
Yep, get the most out of your
investment. Go through the backyard. If there's lawn, it should be alive. Any weeds removed. Clean off the front door. It can get very dusty and dirty in that front door, and you want that first impression to be the best. Even paint the front door is one of the tips they mentioned, and I love that. I was surprised at how great our front entry looked when we had the exterior fully painted and that front door was freshly painted. Trim your trees and shrubs. Sixth thing is to stage your home.
Especially if you have a vacant home and you're trying to get maximum dollar out of it. It's worth it. It's worth every dime.
Buyers have a hard time imagining what each room has a purpose for. So A stager will go through and make sure to define those spaces with the right furniture and decor. So our brokerage offers this service. We have an agent in our brokerage that does these services on the side. It's well worth the money. She's worth her weight in gold, for sure. Final act, no, actually it's not the final one, I'm sorry. Get ahead of the repair requests.
Odds are good the inspector's going to find these things. If you know about it, the inspector's going to see it.
Yeah,
so
just little nitpicky little things that annoy you.
Why wait and then you have to deal with it really quickly in a short period of time?
Right.
Just if you know things need done, just get them taken
Just
care
get
of
'em done.
now. They're going to get found by the
Yeah.
inspector anyway.
Yep.
You might as well just go ahead and get them done.
Yep. Crush it on your listing photos. We hire professionals. We bring in professionals into your home. We may do the pre-listing photos with our high quality phones, but the listing to where your listing is active, those photos are all professional, and we love it.
Right, and depending on your lot, we'll do drone, and we'll also, assuming you have good landscape lighting, maybe nice sunset view, we'll also do dusk photos as well.
Couple more here. So set a well-researched competitive price. Again, we kind of went over this. Have us come over and look at those numbers with you. Look
and
at
be
your
realistic.
comps.
Don't let this market draw
Excite
you into
you.
something
Yeah.
unreasonable. I mean, for example, one of the local communities here only has 3 homes for sale. One's been on the market 1 day, one's been on the market 3 days. One's been on the market 94 days in this market. It's obviously overpriced.
Right. There's a problem.
So it
And it
doesn't
probably
matter.
has to do with the price.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how
Yeah.
on fire the market is. If it's just completely unreasonable, it's not going to sell.
Yeah. 10th tip, treat your agent as a partner, not an employee. This is kind of an inside look, looking out. We want to build that partnership up with you, or build that partnership with you. And
We're on the same team.
we're on the same team. We're here to help you maximize, like Robert said, maximize your return on your investment, get the most out so you can make that next move for your family. So we want to work with you to make that happen.
Yep.
No. Last tip, show the home at the last minute, even if it's not perfect.
Yeah,
Don't
don't turn
miss
down
showings.
showings just because it's going to be a pain to
Right.
fly through real quick. And there's some tips that
Yeah.
Julia can.
I've got some emergency house showing checklist, a checklist for you that I'll put down in the description for you. And that will help you kind of get through those anxious times. So that's
Okay,
it.
thank you for those seller tips.
Yeah.
All right, quickly, the rates holding steady. 30-year is at 2.839, 15-year 2.314. I did hear people buying down their loan to 1.75.
Whoa.
Is that nuts?
Wow.
1.75.
Under 2%. Oh my gosh.
VA holding steady 2.458. Inventory.
Inventory.
Oh, the famous catchword inventory. Valley-wide, we're now consistently under 5,000. It used to be, it dipped under 5,000. We're at 4837 this morning.
Yep.
Peoria, we were at like 175-ish, 183-ish, even over 200. 118 in the entire city of Peoria. And surprise, not much better, 151. Locally, Trilogy at Estancia this morning, 12 homes. 12. We're in the middle of the high season. We have 12 homes available.
Yeah.
Ranging in price from $355,000 to $749,000.
Wow, that low number is not very low, really.
Estancia Village.
Big donut hole. Big donut hole.
Hot. No homes available for sale in Estancia Village.
Sad days.
There's a couple coming soon. They probably won't make it to active, but there's...
There is new building going on though.
Yeah, there is some new construction
Call
going
us.
on. We
See our
had
video
an
for
answered
Mystic.
prayer just this afternoon that our client got their lot. So
Yes.
we are thrilled. Have to have a glass of wine to celebrate that tonight.
Yes.
Portobello, Another active adult community near us, 3 homes available, $355,000 to $474,999.
Go Portobello.
Sun City Grand, boy, there's 9,800 homes over there. They only have 26
26.
available to sell. $165,000 for a 1-bedroom, 1-bath condo. There's 2 of those available. That's 2 of the 26, and the highest price is $889,000.
Okay.
So that's our report for you this week.
Now, don't be discouraged by those numbers. Just because inventory is low doesn't mean things are not selling. Things are definitely selling.
Oh my gosh, they're selling.
Yeah. 2 contracts this week, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. So things are selling. We're still finding things for our buyers. So give us a call.
We're learning the ins and outs and ways to dig out. We have a new coming soon, which helps, but we're now advancing into some more deeper peer relationships that are really working out well. Networking with
networking with
quality
your fellow
agents,
fellow agents.
That we're able to even hear sooner. So if you have a wish list, you have something that you are specifically looking for, make sure you give us a call, reach out, and we'll start digging it out for you.
Yeah, we'll start looking where it's not even listed yet.
Yep. So everybody have a great weekend, and we will see you again next week.
Have a good week.
You can edit that, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm like that when we're on the video. We're kind of clashing in color.
It's okay to clash once in a while. You'll be able to cut all this out,
Yeah.
right? Okay, that's good.